today we're road tripping it on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We're headed to Worthington, Indiana from North Carolina. We got a 10-hour drive in the Unicorn Dodge. Let's go have some fun. Woo!
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
All right, guys, welcome to this first day of competition. It's a single action showdown presented by Merryweather Wire. Correct use of personal protective equipment must be adhered to.
Day one. Today what they're going to be doing is hand building one-man teams out here in this area. We're going to show you guys the spec. They've already built some fencing over here. They were two-man teams a couple days ago. And stay tuned for the future video. It's going to be right over the hill. We're going to be using heavy equipment. All this is going to be hand-built, manual labor. This is in the style of New Zealand fence building. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna learn a little bit together, have some fun, learn about some cool tools, and see these guys compete. It's gonna be great. Guys, this is Cowboy Ryan Gray. Is that is this a tank top or crop top? Can we cut this off right here?
It's a bro tank, yeah.
Bro tank?
Yep.
Nice. Everybody's sporting bro tanks today. This is Luke Gibson, the guy that's organized all this. Luke with Farm Fence Solutions, Merryweather Wire. Thanks, man. Thanks for having us. Thanks for everything you've done. If not for Luke, we wouldn't have one stitch of fence on the farm. I'd still be running around with Premier One poultry netting. We'd have 4 goats.
We're glad we're not doing that. It's good to have some cows.
It is, no doubt. Thanks, Luke. We'll talk to Luke a little bit later, guys. What you making now?
Making a foot. Keep this post from coming up. Trying to.
Guys, this is Ryan Gray from Cowboy Construction out of Washington State. Also, the Ryan Gray that you've heard of, competitive cowboy, successful guy. Lane 7. 7 competitors today here in the fencing competition. What you got going there?
Card.
This guy's been with Stockade for 846 years. What you got going there?
Oh, we're just doing a field cleaning
Yeah?
of somebody's tool. Great customer. He's got 82,000 shots on this gun.
Stockade fencing guns. We've got the guru right here, guys, and we told
I
you
wouldn't
we'd
go that far.
show you some products as we went through here. The guys are out there still doing the fencing competition. They can't stand and hover over top of them. It kind of gets on their nerves a little bit. So we're gonna let these guys introduce themselves and take it away. Tell us about Stockade and Stockade fence staplers.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm Andy with, I'm the country manager. I kind of manage the sales and operations for the US and Canada. And here with Mike Schwartz, who's one of our good customers. Also kind of sells and distributes Stockade for us. But this is my 3rd year here at the forum, and you kind of start to reflect back on what you're getting out of this week and when you're here. And I was thinking about kind of stuff that lasts and the relationships that last and the knowledge that you learn that you take with it. And that's really fits in with what our tools are about. We make tools that, like Mike said, this guy had 80,000+ shots, staples he's run through it, and only had to clean it once. We don't recommend that. But we do have a 100,000 shot club of tools that have fired over 100,000 staples.
Nice.
And yeah, we believe in making tools that you can repair, you can maintain, get parts for, and you build that fence to last, 10, 15, 20 years. You want your tools to do the same thing. So.
Nice. So tell me about the Stockade. This is your kind of flagship 400i, is that correct?
Yes, sir. So, yep, it fires a 9-gauge staple.
Okay.
So heavy duty 9-gauge, similar to, kind of what you'd buy, barbed.
Right.
The divergent points you can kind of see if you zoom in there.
Yep.
And that's so that they'll kind of twist a little bit.
Yeah, so they don't just go in like that. They go in and twist in a little bit.
Exactly, right in the wood fibers, and that helps hold them in. We've got a 90-10 zinc aluminum coating on them for galvanized and corrosion resistance, so they won't rust out. But yeah, this tool will save your arm from having to swing a hammer.
Nice.
If you are still swinging a hammer.
So what's the weight of this?
So it's under 10. It's like 9 pounds, I think.
Just
You're gonna put me on the spot.
Right, 9
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
You're right
That's
on the
correct.
spot here. And it's adjustable, so if you don't want to sink your staple all the way into the post, you can adjust this guy out here.
For sure, we were actually firing them over here in this post earlier. But yeah, you can adjust it because obviously when you're putting woven wire up, you want a little bit of a gap,
Right.
So that it can kind of move with the wind and the elements. But yeah, you can adjust that depth so that it's consistent every time you fire it.
So this takes a gas and a battery, is that correct? Right
Yeah.
over here? Okay, and
Yep.
you got a battery gauge right there. You've got your battery insert, and then you have your gas insert. Is this a standard gas that you could buy at any hardware store? Or do
So
you
it isn't. This comes with our staple. So
Okay.
you buy 1,000 staples in a box.
Right.
And then this guy will run 500 to 600 shots.
Gotcha.
So you should have a little bit of gas left over typically, but you get
So,
2 of these.
Wait a minute. Wait. You said 1,000 staples in the box, and that one shoots 500.
You get
You
two.
get 2?
You get 2 in a box.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
we can do basic math here.
I'm bad at
fencing
math on
business.
camera.
And then yeah, it includes 2 batteries with the. It's a small battery,
Okay,
so that's a big difference too. Is
Oh, yeah.
Some of these battery only tools, they're heavier, and those heavy batteries
That's a little guy.
really add a lot of weight.
yeah.
But you get 2 of those with the tool that come right with it, and
Nice. And
Yeah.
really, the battery, it's the gas that's ejecting the projectile, and it's the battery that's kind of retracting the insides of it. Is that right? Or helping clean, or is there a fan? There's a fan built inside it.
Yep,
right?
the fan kind of helps disperse the gas. Really what the batteries, all it's doing is kind of running the diagnostics, the little battery and fuel gauges, and then firing a spark unit that actually ignites the gas.
Oh, nice.
So you get that combustion and the propulsion to drive the staple.
Gotcha.
It's also temperature sensitive, so it checks the temperature every time you start pulling the trigger, so it knows exactly how much fuel to meter, so you can use it in freezing temperatures or hot temperatures and have that same consistent power.
Ah, now that makes total sense, because if your fuel canister is 5 below 0 versus 110.
Correct.
Cool.
sure.
Now I'm looking at the table here. Is this something that your average farmer or rancher is going to buy? Is this something that your average fencer is probably going to buy? And what else do we have here? So you've got some staple pulling type pliers here. Hog ring pliers.
Yep.
A pneumatic hog ring tool right here. And hog ring basically is what you see here. It's also used in the industry of upholstery. the hog ring is. But this is for holding wire together, is that right? Tell
Yeah,
me.
anytime you're kind of attaching a single wire, single wires together. Some guys will run a single line over the top of their woven mesh.
Yep.
A lot of chain link
Right.
applications if you're putting down apron fence or that tension wire along the bottom of chain link.
Nice. Let's walk down here. You also have a pneumatic for the guy that doesn't want to use this technology. They can use this technology.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
the
correct?
ST400i is fully cordless, runs on just battery and fuel. We do have a pneumatic unit, so if you're running a compressor, and there are still quite a few people that still run a pneumatic, they run pneumatic tools, and these things are a tank. They'll run forever. Again, we try to make tools that are built to last. Some guys run like a gas-powered generator or gas-powered compressor.
Yeah.
And they can be out in the field, run that on the back of an ATV, and have a pretty nice setup.
Now this guy here, the Pulse 27P, is this something that's more geared toward the home farmer rancher? Or is this also a commercial grade tool, or tell me
actually
about that?
it shoots a smaller gauge staple,
Okay,
so this
gotcha.
is actually a prototype.
Okay.
We're looking at probably first quarter of next year having this new tool. It's going to be the 315 because it's a 315 millimeter diameter staple.
Okay.
More
that staple.
applications. Yep, smaller gauge staple. More applications in New Zealand where they do batten fencing.
Okay.
But we
gotcha.
also have some utility applications for running ground wire on power poles too. That'll be a brand new kind of compact unit for us.
Nice. Well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for showing me around the Stockade booth. It's always fun to have these guys here. If you do come to the forum, you get a free cleaning. Is that right? How does that work?
Yeah. So so we've got some specials going, but our service agent, I should mention those guys, Certified Tool in Georgia.
Okay.
They do they're authorized to do all the service work, parts, spare parts, and they will do a full tear down and complete deep clean of your tool, and you get
Nice.
that for free if you come to the forum too. So.
Oh, well, thanks, guys.
Good thing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate everything you're
Don't
doing
work too
here.
hard. Oh, I don't care about
fist
grease.
bump.
It's all good. Stockade, guys. Check them out. We'll post links down in the video description for you. Let's get back to fencing. There we go. All right, so you'll notice this fencing competition is a little bit different than fencing competitions in the past that we've done here on the Stony Ridge Farm channel. We've got a spec here that's a little bit different on the fencing. We're gonna take you guys around and show you that spec. There's 7 different competitors, and this is a singles match, so it's just single people. In other words, one man. It's just one man running the show. They have the choice whether they want to hand dig it, or if they don't want to hand dig, they can also use augers, just like this guy right here, single man auger, but it's a single man job, okay? We'll take you guys over. We've already built this fence out. There's a lot of chainsaws running right now, so let's run over and check them out. They're building their braces. So what Luke is doing right here, and Luke is in competitive block number 2. Again, 2 of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is the fence that they're building right here. So this is called a chamfer right here. We have 4 line wires that are going to be going down right here. They have to build out this brace, set this block. We have to have a certain amount of tension on each wire. Some of these wires are hot and some of them are not. And as you'll see right here, this one is not and this one is. There's insulators right here. There's special ways that they have to insulate these. You can see right over here. This is called a bullnose insulator. This has to be within 5 inches of the post right here. Termination knots, 6 tight wraps, lots of interesting stuff here. Also have to make sure that we're insulated from this post. It's not hard stapled, okay? Look right here. And this is the fence that they built just a couple days ago. We'll see a little bit more of this spec as we get through and show you guys the winners of this competition. This is being judged. There are 2 or 3 judges out here that are watching for safety, making sure everybody is being safe, also making sure that they're all building to the spec. And then we'll have points deducted for not building to the spec. This is also a timed competition, but time isn't really the biggest concern. The biggest concern is the quality of the build, and time also gives points. So guys, this is Hugh. He's normal people height, I'm not. Hugh, you're from New Zealand, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you work for Strainright?
I do.
Okay, how long you been with Strainright?
20 years in December.
20 years in December. So guys, if you don't know about Strainright, they're widely regarded as some of the best fencing products in the world. You've judged these competitions overseas, right? Here,
Yeah, I've
overseas?
done here, and I was in England
Okay.
last week.
Last week. Wow.
Here last year, and did it at home for like Golden Pliers for 17, 18 years, and involved in all the regionals. We have a lot of regional competitions and was judging them for years.
Nice. Tell me about what's Golden Pliers.
Golden Pliers, that's the premier competition in New Zealand. They have heats to go in it, so sometimes you have up to 30 people in the heats, and they compete for the 8 final spots.
Yeah.
And then in that, if you make the final, they build a fence that's 50 metres long.
Yep.
And 9 wires.
Gotcha.
With droppers or battens.
Okay.
Wooden battens.
Yep. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yep.
So would you consider this a New Zealand style fence, or is this an American version of a New Zealand style fence?
It's a combination.
Yeah. Is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
They have, because it's got the plain wires, then 2 hot wires. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
But I think after last year, Luke designed it so it was a little bit easier than he was probably a bit ambitious last year.
I think last year some people took 9-10 hours.
Yeah.
So and didn't get finished.
The digging at home, where we have the Golden Pliers, in volcanic soil. So
Okay.
It's
So it's
really
really
good digging. It's nice digging.
Nice. Well, this is tough stuff right here.
It is.
Thanks for judging.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Strain right. Good stuff. Guys, shake hands. Guys, be sure you stick around to the end. We're going to walk around this fence. We'll show you who won, and we'll talk about some of the things that they did that were right, some of the things that they could have improved upon, and we're all going to learn just a little bit together. That's what today's all about, is learning. So let's go check out some cool stuff. You are by far the most entertaining of the bunch.
Thank you. Nothing.
You're getting artsy with it.
I don't think it's the right wheelbarrow for the job.
I don't either. I don't. Is it a solid tire or something?
I don't know. It's pretty squirrely.
Yeah.
I might be operator though.
Guys, this is more than just a fence competition. This is camaraderie. This is people from all over the world getting together. It's something that's really super special. I hope you'll hit that like button, come back and see us in tomorrow's video too. Something super awesome, super special. We got a photographer here. What we got going on here? What kind of camera you got going there?
I have no clue.
Something super fancy?
I just took hers.
It's her camera? What kind of camera we got? This is Kate.
Hey.
Kate drives a big old diesel truck. Duramax, right?
No. Don't even.
Don't even say that.
93 Dodge first gen dually.
Yeah, there you
Flatbed
go.
and everything.
Flatbed. so she can. And you love goats.
No, I don't like goats. Our goat farm is terrible. Yeah.
How you feeling today, Luke?
You're good, brother.
Good deal, man. You got a stronger back than I do, pulling that daggone thing out of the ground there, that auger.
You think so?
I think so.
I think you can handle it.
Pretty stout. You can see we've got our insulators laid out, ready to rock and roll here. It is hot. I've got shorts on. A lot of these guys are wearing shorts, and you'll see they're really, really short shorts. Well, that's kind of a thing, I guess, in the fencing world, especially in New Zealand. Wearing those short shorts, they're like rugby shorts is what they are. So they're athletic shorts. Looking good, feeling good?
Hey, everybody.
Beautiful fence, beautiful fence. Termination knots all look almost identical. Absolutely beautiful. Pretty amazing that the guy with the best looking fence that I see out here right now, and I'm no judge, but the best looking fence that I see is just about done first. Pretty amazing. We started at 9:30 this morning. We're working on 12:30 in the afternoon right now. So you'll see him nailing on those insulators. As we walk up here, you'll see a line where he's got pre-marked right here for where his wires go. And he's already got them stationed in the place where they go. There's a line right down there for his insulators to go in so that the line wires meet the spec. Really, really smart. Guy's sharp, super good fence builder. So these are called chain strainers right here, connected to the fence. And again, there'll be the bullnose insulators right there. Looking down the fence line, straight as an arrow. Just doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely gorgeous. How's it going today?
Going good.
Going good? Tell us your name, your fence company, where are you from?
Dylan Herndon Farm and Land Services. We're from Middle Georgia.
Middle Georgia. All right. All right, tell us who you are, buddy. You got a little brace going in there.
Yeah, Jessup Ranch Fence Company, Super and Jessup.
Right out of
Westfield, North Carolina.
Westfield, North Carolina. Neighbor of mine, good friend, good friend.
There.
Remember, guys, it's not all about who gets their fence done first. It's about quality too. So, very important to know. You can see some of these guys in their first staging lanes have got posts in the ground already. Some of these guys have already got their holes dug, and some are still digging holes. What's your name and your fence company?
My name is Custom Fencing.
Where are you out of?
Iowa.
Iowa. Right on. The only guy out here, Johnny Cash, with the black shirt going on. Tell us your name and fence company, brother.
My name's Mason Payne. Work for Cowboy Construction.
All right.
Spokane.
Nice. His boss is right there.
I gotta beat him, that's the deal.
All right, let's see it. Ryan's looking like your employee's going to take you out of the competition here, buddy. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that means I'm a good teacher.
Daggone right. We're getting close to the end, guys. These folks get these posts in the ground, the wire goes up just like that. American Timber and Steel, you guys provided all the wood for the project today, right?
Yes, sir. All our posts are in the competition and all the related demonstrations, you know, where they built all the braces yesterday and so forth. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Awesome. Cool.
Thanks. Woo!
Thank Bill Cam.
We still do the woo?
We're going to thank Bill Kamenskiny.
No more woo?
Yes.
or-
Woo! Woo! Good to have you here. This is Eduardo. Eduardo, where are you from, man?
I'm from Danville, Kentucky.
Danville, Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm from Mexico, Veracruz, Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. This
Yeah.
is your lovely wife?
Yeah, she's my wife.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good to have
We're
you.
here because, you know, your videos, I mean,
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. He came up to me and totally flattered me. He said, I'm here because of your videos. So now you're in one.
Yes, such
Nice.
a big fan.
Nice.
Look down those eyes. Look down there.
Look straight down the eyes. See right through that eye. Each one should match. 1 inch chamfer right here, guys. So much like restringing a guitar, he's getting the tension out of the wire. It's a little tighter than it's supposed to be, so he's stretching it by hand to get that tension out so it meets the spec. Tension is 140 kilograms on the non-hot and 100 on the hot. That's it, right? 150? Okay. So 150 kilograms on the wire that's not electrified and 100 kilograms on the wire that is electrified. What are you thinking? He's representing, is that guy sponsored by Strain Right? What we got going on here? Man, he's a rock star.
He wanted to keep a bit of sun off his head, so I thought a Strain Right cap would be appropriate.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got one on his head. I didn't even notice that. Nice. Nice. Didn't even notice. Look at that. Yeah.
Pete Clark, AFI, based in England, so the Association of Fencing Industries, and we're here helping out on the Full Fence Forum, judging posts.
Nice.
So we're just judging the plumb of the posts, so we judge it on that side of the post to make sure that that's in line, and then we judge the line wires to make sure it's in line that way.
Okay.
So if they're out, we measure the number of millimeters, and therefore that's all added up at the end, and we then calculate how many points they've made to work out how many points they're up, and that gets to their total. More points, worse it is.
Nice.
And then we measure it. Ryan is measuring the height.
Cool. There we go.
And that is pretty much 3 out.
Yeah, 3. Okay.
So that's
Nice.
3 millimeter height.
How's she going for you, brother?
Oh, tough going. But
Tough going, yeah?
Yep.
Getting it done, though.
yeah,
Looking
trying.
good. Everything's looking good down the line there.
Trying.
Heck yeah. It ain't easy, is it?
Nope, first time.
What would you tell anybody that's thinking about jumping into a fencing competition like this?
Do it.
Do it.
No
You're gonna
better way to learn.
Learn a lot about yourself.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Last pole.
Yes.
Going in the ground.
And yeah, hurry up on the wire.
Yeah.
Always got time to stop.
We got you. We got you squared away. So we've got Hugh here for the grand finale, the grand review of day 1 here at the farm fencing competition here. This was singles. This was all hand built, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Hugh is with Strain Right. Hugh knows his fencing, and we're going to have him walk through this with us real quick. We are at the winner's fence, and we'll tell you who first, second, and third are. And then we're going to show you some, you know, some work that could have used a little bit of improvement. So why this fella won and why other fellas didn't win is important, super important. And I think it's important for you guys to learn what quality, super high quality is, what acceptable is, and what sometimes is not so acceptable, right?
Okay, well this is Shane Bowskill's fence. He's come over from New Zealand to compete, and he was, time's an important thing. He was actually first off, but he also had the best quality. So it's hard to beat someone that is first off the fence with the best quality.
Yep.
Some of the things he did, like he does good knots. It's harder to do good knots at this end where they tie off. Look at the shape of the knot.
Oh yeah.
There. It's nicely rounded.
Yep.
And that knot's just spot on. He didn't lose many points. The way he ties these off.
Yep.
Gets them all neat.
Nice and neat. This is a bullnose insulator. The spec is 5 inches from the post, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one. And 6 tight wraps.
Okay, so 6 tight wraps here, 6 tight wraps here. Then we've got an insulated wire. This is a hot wire.
Yeah, that's actually just a piece of insul tube covering that they thread on. And then they've left it. We didn't have joint clamps, so it should really have a joint clamp there. But
okay.
And he just does a tidy job with everything he does. If you look at the stay,
yeah,
how it fits in.
So we call this the stay.
Or the
brace here?
The rance brace, you call it. We call it, the stay.
Gotcha.
Compression bar.
So as we look down in here, so the stay, you're looking for neatness right here too, right? So you don't see any chainsaw marks in here. Is that correct? Is that something
that's
that you're
correct.
looking for?
They use the hand planer, battery planer.
Gotcha.
To plane it up and get it looking good.
Very cool, very cool. So high quality termination knots, meeting the spec here with that 5 inches. Looking down through the eye of these termination knots, how everything just lines up absolutely perfect, right, Hugh?
Yeah, he does a good job.
Nice. So tell me what you call this. I mean, this is education for a lot of people that have never been exposed to this.
We call that a stay block.
Okay.
And that's got to be dug in on the right angle and be centered and have no gap around there. So we're judging, you're looking at a gap, and you even go underneath with a bit of wire, make sure, and that's fitting spot on.
Nice.
And that had to be a minimum of 5 inches under the surface here.
Gotcha.
Down to
So
the back of that.
5 inches from the stay block all the way up
Up to here.
up to the grade.
Yeah.
And this will be buried, and a lot of people probably need to know this. Why would it need to be 5 inches deep right there?
Oh, just to get it down to, like, the ground's harder down there.
Yep.
And you put it in as a minimum of that if you need to. If sometimes you might put it in a little bit deeper.
Gotcha. So below the moisture line, pretty much.
Yeah. Normally it'd go 6 inches, but these blocks were that big that
Yeah.
we made it 5 inches instead.
Gotcha. Nice. Let's take a look on this post up here. So would be considered a line post. These would be considered line wires, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So this would be called a line wire, the top line wire.
Yeah.
This would be called a line wire, but it's an electrified line wire, right?
That's the one. Yep.
Okay. And then these are connected at each end. Are they connected down at that end too?
No, they didn't have to. Normally, if you're going to keep going with other fences, you do that, but it's just
Gotcha.
connected at the one end as a competition thing.
Okay, so we look at the staple and how the staple is put in. It shouldn't be hard staple. In other words, all the way hammered in there. We should have some flexibility in order to compensate for heat. Is that right?
That's correct. And you need to have it so you get just minimal movement. You don't want it, so they twist the staple so it moves a little bit.
Okay.
So that he's got that spot on.
Nice. Now, if we noticed at the other post there was a chamfer on the top of the post. A chamfer is a trim around the outside edge. That other post, we'll get a shot of that. It has a 1-inch chamfer around the outside edge, but there's no chamfer on the line post on the spec here, right?
No, there's not. There's only on the strainers at each end.
Gotcha. There's also tension. There's a tension that we have to meet on each one of these wires, and it's a different tension. Tell me about that.
Yeah. These plain line wires that aren't electrified, they got to be pulled up to 330 pounds.
Okay.
The electric ones get pulled up to 220. With electric, they don't have to be as tight because it's the electricity that's the shock that's keeping them out.
Gotcha.
And that's a maximum, really. You could actually have, but it's a competition thing, so we can judge it. So that's how we set it.
Gotcha. So it's a psychological barrier here, a physical barrier here. Awesome. Now, looking at this insulator, this is a Strain-Rite product, isn't it?
That is. It's one of our insulators there.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's stapled in, but that needs to be fairly hard stapled in. We're going to also take a look at one that wasn't quite installed correctly. Is that right?
Yep. There's a fence here where he just left the staple protruding out way too far.
Nice. Now there's a figure 8 knot down here that had to be within the 3rd block, guys. And if you think, we've got 1, 2, 3 blocks right here, and we can look at this figure 8 knot. You can use various products to cinch down a wire or connect 2 wires together, but right here we have a figure 8 knot, and that is just a thing of beauty right there. Everybody's knot isn't created equally, is it?
No, they're not, and he's done a good job there. You want it so you can slide your hand over and not catch anything.
Nice.
And have it looks good.
So when you see this, guys, if you clipped it off with a pair of pliers or a pair of cutters, you'd have a sharp edge right here, which could harm an animal or have some sort of hardware disease. These are ringed off, broken off like that, so that they have a nice smooth feel to them, so that they don't hurt animals or catch somebody or cut somebody, right?
That's correct.
Livestock safety. Let's take a look. We've got 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, right? So tell me who was first?
Shane Bowskill was first.
Out of New Zealand?
Out from New Zealand.
First to get done and the best quality.
Yep.
And then Luke Gibson with Farm Fence Solutions here.
Yep,
Second to
he
get
came
done.
off second.
Okay. And second best quality.
No.
No?
Then third, who was Ryan Gray.
Okay.
He was third. He finished quite a way behind, but he made up with his quality, so
Okay,
he had
nice.
the second best quality.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So now you guys know, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All the fencers here are absolutely fantastic, and this is something for learning. So we're going to take you over and we'll teach you a little something here. Just taking a quick look at an insulator, some of the issues that might have been in question when judging this.
Okay, well, the staples in these insulators should have been hit in just firm on the insulator, which each of them is protruding out. That's probably well over ½ an inch there.
Gotcha. So when we put pressure on this wire, you see how that insulator came off that post right there. That's something that's super important. You can also see it down here too. Put pressure on that, we're pulling the insulator right off of the post.
The one thing, he was very consistent. He did the same on every insulator.
Okay.
So they all look the same, so that part looks good. But they just weren't quite right.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to point out to us? I mean, everything looks pretty good.
Yeah, all these fences, like any farmer would be proud to have them on their farm.
Right.
And the worst thing about judging is you're looking at all the negative things, so we're looking for faults rather than how good it is.
Right.
And yeah, but coming down here, this staple should have been on the center of the post there.
Okay.
So you should have moved it along this way.
It's off center just a little bit. Should have been more lined up about right there.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's so much to learn here, guys. I hope you learned a little bit in today's video. I really thank you for showing us Farm Fence Solutions, Merriweather Wire, American Timber and Steel, and I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people. Strain Right. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I hope you learned a little bit. Be sure you stay tuned for day 2. They're over there working right now. We got to get Hugh back over there to judging. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Learning a lot today on the Stoney Ridge, guys. Oh, we do one more thing here before the end of the video.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Really wanted to show you how sexy his legs are. So right down here, what we have here is what we call, turn this way just a little bit. This is the American white leg. You've heard of the American whitetail. This is the American white leg. The breeze underneath here.
Gives you some flexibility, room to move.
These New Zealand guys,
and it's warm today.
You
gotta stay cool.
They're not as embarrassed though. You're more embarrassed. Americans are more embarrassed to wear short shorts than the New Zealand guys. I think you need to pull them up a little bit. Could you demonstrate what they really should fit like?
End of interview.
Justin Neri is otherwise known as Dr. Beautiful Beard here. And what product do you use in your beard, Justin?
Air.
Soap and air?
Sun.
Prel, do you use Prel?
No.
Prel's really nice. I like Prel. I use Prel in mine. I want you guys to notice the beautiful blonde locks of love right here. Look at this. Do you have kids?
No.
No? We got to pass on the genetics of this hair, man. I'm so jealous. Look at that. This fella right here came all the way to see us. And is that your, did a possum poop right here? Guys, this is Justin Neri. Justin Neri with Taylor Fence. I don't know why his business name is Taylor Fence. He bought it from a tailor.
I did buy it from a tailor, yes sir.
And he kept the name. Justin Neri is otherwise known as Dr. Beautiful Beard here. And just look at that. What product do you use in your beard, Justin?
Air.
Soap and air. Guys, we have a special guest, Walker, Texas Ranger, has showed up. Are you a former state trooper?
You know what? Chuck Norris always wins.
Yeah?
Yeah. Chuck Norris always wins.